Hey guys, welcome to this will most likely be my first episode of Happy Weeb Noises. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with this channel. I'm still just playing around. We're going to figure it out as we go. But I figure for our first episode, let's make it something a little more interesting. On this channel, I want to talk about things I like. Like, there's a lot of stuff I see that no one's talking about, and that's pretty much all I want to do here. There's not going to be some big editing craziness because I'm terrible at it, but I just want to talk about things I don't see anyone talking about. Like, even if you search it on YouTube, you just don't see it. So in this case, I want to talk about the first anime that I watched that was subtitled by a group called Wolfpack Productions. This was the first anime I watched that wasn't based off a property or just didn't show up. I grew up in Canada, so we had YTV for our anime at the time. But this was the first one I found kind of by myself. It wasn't based off a property. I just watched it and was like, oh man, this is amazing. So I really wanted to talk about Mythical Detective Loki Ragnarok. Was the first anime I watched subtitled. It was a really cool show. It was based around Norse mythology, where Loki's cast out of heaven by Odin because he fears Ragnarok will come down, and with that he starts the detective agency on Earth, and then all his children end up coming to his facility, and Thor's a character. Everything takes place in the early 2000s Japan. Thor's a character. He has a big wooden katana. I love it. It's kind of stupid. It's really amusing, and it's kind of a fun take on what that mythology was. Like, Hel shows up, and she is one of the major character villains for the first part of the series. The Sisters of Fate show up. It's a really good show. Odin's trying to take him out because he doesn't want Ragnarok to happen. The show's a lot of fun. It is dated. Even watching it now, I still enjoy it, but like, a lot of its problems, you kind of go, oh yeah, that was 2000s anime, wasn't it? But yeah, it was one of the first series I ever got to watch subtitled. This is when I really got into anime. And this was back in the day. In order to get your anime, you had to follow a group, Wolfpack Productions. You then had to use a torrent, or IRC, which is what I really used for the longest time, to watch something subtitled. So you would download the episodes directly from someone else, and then you'd watch them. And everything was like fan translated. There wasn't a Crunchyroll, there wasn't Funimation Now. It was all based off torrents. And if you remember, you probably heard this very iconic jingle to people during that era.
この番組はジェネオンエンターテインメントとフロンティアワークス一人社の提供でお送りします。
That's how you know how long someone kind of was watching anime for. And even before then, I've heard stories from people that I knew who would tell me like about the VHS days of getting anime. And it was a very different thing to get anime at that time, as you had to use the torrents. Like, there was no legal means. Or if there was a legal means, those episodes were expensive. I remember some, like, you get 3 episodes, you'd have to spend like $40 Canadian plus if you were lucky. Like, maybe you caught it on sale at, Future Shop. But anime was expensive. This one I bought several years later. It's funny because I worked conventions long enough. I was a staff member. I got to know a lot of the guests firsthand, and this one's actually signed by Greg Ayers, who voiced Heimdall in Mythical Detective Loki. I didn't know that. I ended up having a few drinks with them that night. We stayed up till they closed the bar. Then we were told we had to leave because they were about to serve breakfast. Our one regret that night is that we didn't stay for breakfast, as my one friend very, very adamantly pointed out. If you stay up that late and they're about to serve breakfast, you just have breakfast and go to bed. There are regrets in life, and that is one of them. But such a fun show for its era. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but it's one that's kind of forgotten. I was really hoping that one day all the manga would get translated, but apparently the company that owned it, which was ADV, they went under years ago, and their manga, they translated the first 2, it got print runs, and then 3 was on its way, and then the company folded, and then that was it. Like they no one else ever picked up the license. Even the other, the creator, what's her name? I know she made Tactics. I'm gonna put it at the bottom here. She did it, and it was cool. But they picked up other license, but no one ever picked up this one. So to me, this is a lost story. I would have loved the ending to, but it just never came around due to the show getting canceled. And it just got 26 episodes, and yeah, that was it. Fantastic show. I always recommend checking this out. But for me, it's a lot of nostalgia. It's a lot of love I have for it, as it reminds me of those days of grabbing torrents and how anime used to be. So to me, this is always a treasured one, especially getting to know a couple of voice actors, especially Greg, who I didn't know voiced his character until 3 in the morning when we were talking about like super goofy stuff, and we were just trying to, pick at each other for goof things. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, great series, and I have great memories with this because of that. Alright guys, take care.